All right, here we go for anime.
Here we go.
What's it called? What did you call it?
What?
Shooting shit and fucking around anime with Justin and Charles.
Exactly that.
Is that what it's called?
That's it, baby.
That's what we're gonna call it,
baby.
It'll catch on. It'll go viral.
Yeah. Shut up! I'm embarrassed.
Oh my god, it was the funniest article I've ever read in my entire life.
I watched a couple of compilation videos on YouTube. I've got it all figured out.
You're listening to the No Big Banana Podcast.
Welcome back to the No Big Banana Podcast. My name is Charles.
That was the worst intro we've ever had.
No, I think it was pretty good.
God,
it's going to be funny.
My name's Justin.
It'll be funnier. So
Sure.
we're back to talk about more anime because next week's D&D, this week's
enough?
anime, baby.
Did you get enough? Because here's the second filling, baby.
Oh God, what is that? It sounds like some weird Rick and Morty rapist character.
we gotta do a second episode, Morty.
That sounds terrible.
Oh,
Dude.
gee, Rick. I don't know if I can handle another one.
Okay, so Black Clover. Shit's about to go down on that. We were just debating
it sucks because I can't fucking talk about any of the cool shit that's gonna happen.
I'm trying to get there, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Give me a fucking...
I know.
I'm doing
That's why
two.
I'm
trying to catch up on ReZero, too. God of High School. Did you watch the most recent episode?
The one with the fucking wedding bullshit?
What was that?
I don't fucking know.
It felt like such an abrupt...
Such a ham-fisted attempt at trying to build side characters.
Such a weird...
That's not what we're fucking here for.
It's like, what are we doing here?
Seriously, what the fuck? Sure, she looked cute in the dress, whatever.
I feel like I would be asking that question if we were 30 episodes in, and this is episode 4.
This is episode 5, but yeah.
But what?
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
First of all, why do I care?
Also, the big guy... The one that beat the shit out of her at the end of the episode.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna get his ass fucking handed to him.
Yeah,
bruh,
dude.
I get that your friend died from cancer, but dude.
It feels
that's not.
It
right.
feels really aggressive of the animation studio, or I should say of the writers.
Yeah.
To just assume that I'm gonna give a fuck about this whole wedding.
Oh yeah.
Story.
I've already dropped it from my mind.
It's so weird. And
then he was a fucking power user or whatever.
Sure
what the fuck?
I'm sure that it's laying the groundwork because I talked about it and somebody said oh well there's obviously some super secret
if you had
shit
read the
going
manga,
on.
You would know.
Yeah. Well, pretty much. But it's just why? It just felt like such an abrupt departure. It feels like you could have saved that, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't have. Maybe.
Well, maybe if
maybe
I don't know.
Maybe that's how they did it in the manga.
My thing about it was if it had been some guy proposed to her.
Right.
And then we went back to the tournament.
Yes.
And then that was
a season arc,
right?
Of her falling in love with this guy.
No, not even falling in love with him, because the whole point was that it's he's just trying to get that sword,
right?
Even just maybe hinting at this guy wants to steal her away, maybe sprinkling in a little bit more of his backstory.
It felt really compressed. It was just here's this stranger. We're gonna get married. No, we're not.
And I feel
what?
And I feel you're kind of in a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if they had wasted time with spreading it out, everyone would have been oh, just fucking get it over with already.
Yeah, but if they would have taken the time,
oh my god.
But if they would have taken the time to really, and I can only hope that they intend on showing us more of that guy.
Well, they're clearly showing us more of what's going on behind the scenes with Colt,
right
around the God Hand or whatever the fuck he is.
Well, that's what I mean about if they had made it.
What a badass intro, by the way. At the very first episode, he just slammed his hand down on the table and just crushed that island. That was a pretty dope. That was a pretty gangster move.
Yeah, it's a really interesting way.
Also,
I think,
what the hell is with the
too.
powers? The peach. I think they call it peach power or something. The fucking thing coming out of the guy, and then with the scythe.
Yeah, that's
what the fuck is going on?
That's what I think is what's going on behind the scenes with this guy. Is that
absolutely.
He's an agent of that world.
Right, but what I'm saying is what the fuck is that?
I don't know. It seems what it makes me think of is the the elven forbidden magic in Black Clover. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting because when everybody stopped,
I would account it more to the devil.
It seems to be that it's not to be fucked with, or that it's it's known about but it's not used because before we let anybody know that we can do all of this crazy stuff, we've got to combine our powers to create a super weapon to kill Earth or some shit, you know?
Right.
Like with Fire Force, right?
Yeah.
Like now, obviously, we know as we've gone along.
God damn, he was like, suck on the fucking flames of hell, you little shit. And it's like drops his foot on him. Like, oh my God. Although I will say in Fire Force as well, like that's another one where I'm like, look, I get that there's the entire city is on fire, and I get that there are other characters right now, but all I want right now is to see Shinra fight that guy and to see Arthur fight that girl. Like that's all I care about right now.
And we still haven't seen that. We didn't
barely.
You have to admit the fucking Karim ice fire tower.
Oh, dude, that was fucking lit.
Really G.
Oh yeah, especially when the guy was like, "I know what we're gonna do."
Yeah,
we're gonna make a fucking fire tornado.
Bro, when he first showed up, they were like, "Oh, we're fucked. What are we gonna do?" And then just the street turned into Christmas. And I was like,
"Yeah, what's up, dude?
What's up, betas?" I was like, "Shit, dude.
What up, simps?"
Yeah, he came to save the day. But so in Fire Force, we have that. Now we know what's going on, and that is like you've got this. Well, kind of, but you've obviously got this controlling power group that is trying to seize all of these pillars. We know what pillars are now. We know what Adola bursts are. Like that has been built up over time.
Right.
And so I feel like they could have done that with this guy who, that's what I kind of feel like is going on in God of High School. There's like this, there's this extra nefarious level of shit going on. Where it's like, we're doing stuff that we're technically not supposed to be doing, which is why all of the judges rushed to stop him. I don't think that it was solely from a perspective of don't kill this kid. I think that there was also an element of, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're not supposed
Why
to.
are you using that?
Yeah, you're not supposed to be doing that right now.
Yeah, the people aren't supposed to see that.
Yeah.
And that ties into like maybe why they're having the tournament in the first place. Also, when you consider the whole thing about him giving him the fucking poison peach to see if he could live.
Oh, now that I think about it, the peach power is what they call the thing coming out of the people. I didn't even put those two together.
Yeah, so when he eats
I'm
the
just
peach,
there for the fight scenes, baby.
and just coughs up blood and almost dies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't make sense. He's got the crosses in his eyes in the same way that the guy's got the cross on his hand. So clearly he's part of this.
Well, yeah, and they've even called him like the Tiger Cub, right?
So he's clearly like got some connection to it. Whether or not like that's like his actual dad, and because he was raised by his grandfather, so it's not a stretch to say that the guy with the cross on his hand isn't his dad, because we've never seen his dad. You know what I mean? So it's like we only know of his grandfather.
And I also wonder if it's another one of those kind of stories where it's like the bad guys are looking for the prophesized good guy so that they can go ahead and kill him before he stops whatever their plan is.
I feel like the God of High School tournament is more an excuse to try to find somebody. That was what the whole point of the guy with the underwear and the heavy pants. He was like a prospective candidate to obtain that power, that same power that the guy that used that weird like shit came out, the guy with the glasses, that weird shit, the peach power or whatever came out.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be a candidate for that, and he failed at it. That's why he was so like angry and like that's why he was like, fucking say that you're sorry, to that guy, like fucking apologize, because it was like, trauma, because he was never actually able to like live up to that expectation. He's like, I can still do this though. And they were like, fuck you, dude, don't do that right now.
Yeah.
Not right now. Like, we got this girl with bubble gum that's just a fucking wrestler. Like, that, not right now, dude. Not right now.
She is fucking amazing.
Yeah, too bad that we only saw her for like 2 episodes and that's it.
Bro, when she fucking Hurricane Rana'd that guy, I was like, this is the shit I've been needing in my fight scenes, is just some badass chick just throwing people around.
Oh, dude, in Persona 5, my favorite showtime is when Noir and Queen do like, they just put the enemy up into like the wrestling ring, and then they just like elbow drop them and like put a chair through their face.
Fuck yeah.
It's awesome.
That
they like call to the
so
crowds,
cool.
They're like, we got this, and then do like a double like, it's like, oh, it's awesome.
Hell yeah. Goblin Slayer. Here's how I would have started the movie.
Okay, not the way that they did it.
First of all, I could have done that recap that they gave us in 3 minutes.
They could have done a separate little episode.
They didn't even have to do that.
You know how they do like
bro.
13.5s? Or like they'll do like 11.5?
Fuck all that. What they should have done is, in 3 minutes in the beginning, you have the priestess waiting with the Goblin Slayer to start the mission. And while she's waiting, she's recalling
all of the...
in 3 minutes what brought us up to this point?
Remember when we fought a beholder?
You then immediately cut to that opening sequence of the adventure party.
I did
fighting.
appreciate the way that they kind of went back and forth between the two of them.
Yes.
Like the adventuring party first, and then that.
But they should have done that immediately.
Yeah, that should have been the intro.
Because I feel like there are parts of it that were
also,
lacking.
fuck that guy that called her Milady. Like, what a fucking beta simp. Like, where's your fedora, you fuck magician? Like, when they were showing, like, when they were like, can I have this dance, Milady? And then they do, like, that lightning thing.
Yeah.
I was like, beta.
Yeah, that was pretty goofy.
Like, what are you fucking doing?
But that should have been the opening fucking scene of the show.
I'm telling you, though, he should have killed her when he found her on that fucking altar.
Yeah.
Because clearly he kills those that have been raped because there's no going back from that shit. Mm-hmm. Like, and then she's just supposed to go home.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened. And then at the end she's like, oh, so that's an adventure, huh? Where I get raped and branded by goblins.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And then also the whole premise seems really weird.
Wow. The fucking No Big Banana podcast where we spend an entire week shitting on the goblins.
Well, I mean, look, like, I wouldn't be so mad if I didn't love the character so much. Like, the hate is wrought in love.
That's kind of how I feel about Seraph of the End, which is a great anime and a great story, but it's like 7 out of 10.
Oh.
There are moments where it's like super badass and awesome. Like the first episode is such a banger, dude. Like the first episode starts out, it's like all humans over the age of 13 are considered sinners. So like God's like wiped them out, right? So like it's the apocalypse, like literally the apocalypse. And so vampires are like, fuck, all of our food's going away. We need to go take all of these children that are left and keep them as livestock. So they do that. And so then it follows like these kids from an orphanage who go into a fucking, like, they've even got where like it's set up like they have these collars that they attach this thing to draw blood from, and then they give them like a little Capri Sun afterwards and shit. Like straight up, like it's a fucking like cattle.
It's a kid factory.
Essentially, yeah. And so then like one of the kids is like letting one of the like noble vampires like drink from him directly, even though that's like not allowed in the city. Like no vampires are supposed to drink directly from the cows. You got to get it from like the gallon like everybody else. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like Mika lets him like drink so that way he gets like food and stuff. So he like basically whores himself out to this vampire to get food for his family, because they keep all of like the orphanage kids together in like one little rundown piece of shit little house where they all sleep on the floor together. So then like he steals a map and a gun from this like vampire, right? So then they're like, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. And then like they get to the end like where the gate is, and the vampire's like, nuh-uh, and then kills all of them.
What?
Okay? Like kills
That's the whole
all
anime?
of the children. The first episode.
Oh.
Kills like all of his members of his family in front of him, and then like Mika's like, what are you fucking doing? Go. Because like, and so then he leaves, and then he goes outside, and then the human army is like, what, did they tell you we were dead? That's a fucking lie. So then he joins the military to fight against vampires, and it's awesome. And then they go to like a high school, and I'm like, why the fuck are we in a high school?
Oh,
like,
man.
How
many times do you think that question's been asked watching anime?
It's like, dude, like, and then they have like these demon weapons that are super cool, and then like one of my favorite waifus of all time is in that show because she's just like a bitch. She's just like a.
How about?
But then it gets terrible, and it's like, why did it get terrible? Why did this happen?
Yeah. But how about?
It's also really gay.
I'll say
really, really, really gay. Like Mika's like, no, you don't understand. Like Mika gets turned into a vampire, but he like refuses to drink human blood, so he's just sustaining himself on like vampire blood. He runs out of it at one point, and he's like, the only one I'll drink blood from is the main character, like my brother. So it's like this weird like relationship where it's like he popped his cherry, so he's like the only one that he wants to be with, and he wants to like take him away from all of these humans that don't understand him, and it's like, fuck off, dude.
So,
I'm just here for vampire fighting. Anyway.
There are one of the good things that I'll say about Goblin Slayer, how bitchin' did he look in the black armor?
Oh, pretty big. When he put on like the war paint and shit,
dope,
I was like,
dude.
okay, we're gonna go fuck some shit up.
And then a fucking avalanche.
Yeah.
I tricked him into stabbing me.
They like let her out of the cage, and she just kills that one dude, and they're like, oh, figured.
Yeah,
It's like, do you think that she wouldn't do that? Like,
she's another example of why am I supposed to care?
yeah. And then like they're like, oh yeah, this is a ceremony. They need the priest for it. Whoops. It's like, what the fuck?
I know.
And then he's just like, yeah, we'll just go with plan B. What fucking what?
Right.
What was the plan in the first place?
It
then
was all weird.
it was
dude.
all over the place.
It was like when they got there and they're like off rip. It was weird because I was like, wait, what are they doing?
Yeah,
they're impersonating like slave traders.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like they brought a sacrifice to this guy.
Why
like
would the goblins?
How did they know you were there? Like how did you know they were there in the first place? Like it's not like there's fucking like it's not like they're like have a sign like, hey,
I know.
Apostles of the Green God.
Yeah.
Come in.
Also, like,
but bring a blonde girl with you. Like, what the fuck?
Since when has Goblin Slayer's point of attack not been, all right,
Let's
we're
just
gonna go
them.
in and fuck
yeah,
shit
why don't we
up.
just burn the whole place to the ground like we always do? Like,
no.
like that's what I thought was gonna happen. Like when they were like doing that show where they're like going around and like setting up shit. Like,
yeah.
I thought they were just gonna burn the motherfucker to the ground.
It just all felt very weird. And he's like,
and then they're all like just running out the front gate. And it's like,
here's a trick.
The fuck?
Here's a trick. We're gonna jump off the side of the wall, but
then we'll rappel down it.
Hold on, we'll
like
have
fucking
a rope
James Bond
that'll fucking snap catch us. Hopefully, not break any of our femurs.
Hey, and then the Goblin King, or like the Goblin Paladin's just like, huh.
Nobody's going to cut the rope.
Yeah.
We'll have plenty of time to rappel down.
Let's just go all the way around to the front entrance of the fucking castle.
And then meet back up. Like, all right, guys, you guys okay?
You guys good?
Like,
we're good.
Yeah, nobody's
like,
done anything.
What the fuck, man? Like,
you infiltrated the fortress and then ran away.
There was no, like, actual danger the entire time. Like when they're fighting, like, the Hobgoblin, that shit got brutal.
Yeah.
Like, they were, like, locked in there.
Yeah, when they were in the...
But then, like, in this one, they were just like, oh, we're just going to go in, and then, like, I don't know, we're just going to fuck around for a little bit, get them all out, and then just drop a fucking avalanche on them. It's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Again, man, like,
y'all could have done that from outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all could have just, like...
fucking, like, knock the top.
Yeah.
Here you go, just, you little fucking goblin shit.
just thrown a rock and then just been like, come get me, bitches.
Or just screamed.
Yeah.
They even brought reference to that, maybe we should keep our voices down. I don't know, bitch. Like, maybe you fucking should have thought of that in the first place. Like, and then the audacity of, like, having this whole setup with her needing to get her sword back, and then he just, like, fucking cuts his throat.
And again, why do I care?
Yeah.
Why do I care about her or her sword? It's like they didn't spend enough time. You know, they could have used an extra 25 minutes. I don't know where they could get that from.
5G, I wonder where.
But they could have spent some time giving more.
Every minute mattered.
Giving more foundation.
It was like 8 minutes in a fucking hot tub.
This
like
female
the fuck, man.
character that I'm supposed to care.
We had this entire like conversation between the elf and the human about like, oh, I wish I was a human. Oh, I wish I was an elf. It's like, who the fuck cares?
By the way,
who the fuck cares
right now? By the way,
now?
That girl, in my opinion, never resolves or justifies her character.
No, she just cuts her hair and it's like, now I'm a bad bitch.
That's like, why she's just a bitch.
Fuck? You're not like Taylor Swift. You're not switching genres all of a sudden.
And then at
like
the
you
end,
just cut your fucking hair. Like you didn't even do anything. She didn't do anything.
And then at the end, she's like,
Jesus Christ.
She's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna go hang out with my parents.
Yeah, because I'm just gonna go home to mommy and daddy
and make some headstones
fucking
for those people that died.
It's stupid.
And then maybe I'll just see what I'm doing. And it's like,
dude, it's such a waste of time. I was so excited.
I know.
Like I sent you that at the very beginning. Like when I first started watching, I was like, oh, bro, Goblin Slayer movie, baby.
Yeah.
And then I was like, probably shouldn't have told Charles about the Goblin Slayer movie.
After like 8 minutes in, I was like, is this?
No shit.
Is this its own story?
I stopped like 45 minutes in, and then I ate some tacos, and then I went back to it. I'm not even making this up. And then I went back to it for like another 25 minutes, and then I was like, eh. And so then I went and took a shit, played Terraria, came back to it, and the entire time I'm like, oh, I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
I didn't lose, like, because there was no fucking plot.
It feels like it was written in pieces, like it was some experiment where they're like, all right, you write this.
Let's just
half,
fucking
let's just have like 7 minutes.
It's like the fucking It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia moment when he's got all the red twine. It's like, okay, yeah, paladin, fucking girl with a light. Also, the sword's made of aluminum, bitch. Like,
yeah,
it's made out of a Coke can.
It's a very
and you're
weird.
Complaining about it.
You
like,
could have picked any metal.
Yeah, you could have picked anything.
It's aluminum.
You fucking clod. Like,
what's it made out of? Cans.
Yeah. Recycling.
Please, and it's very important. So please get my can sword back.
I'm surprised it didn't like just bend. Like what the fuck? Like how did it even break through the shield in the first place?
It was
fucking
really
trash.
Fucking stupid. It
like,
didn't.
And then it's been like tempered by lightning, so they're gonna somehow figure that out.
Yeah.
How the fuck are they gonna figure that out anyway?
I
They're
don't know.
goblins.
I don't know.
I
don't know why. The whole premise of them being out there in the first fucking place. What happened?
Again.
And it's like, we were just gonna sit here and hope that they starved before us.
Yeah, fucking dumb plan. Like, they'll eat each other. They're goddamn goblins.
Yeah.
Look, Goblin Paladin, fortress made by dwarves in the snow. Mm-hmm. Great concept. You shit the bed.
Yeah, it's really disappointing, and I'm of course I'm gonna watch if there's a Goblin Slayer season 2.
Of course,
but I gotta say,
hopefully they're taking their fucking time with it.
That movie was disappointing.
Terrible.
Not as disappointing.
What? Say it.
Well,
Say
just
it.
as fucking Deku being able to just give all for one to Bakugo.
Again, I have spoiler alert.
One
whatever.
For all.
Fuck it.
Fuck you. I don't respect anybody enough for that to give that spoiler alert about
That's why
that
I said it
piece
afterwards.
of shit movie.
That's why I said it afterwards.
Yeah.
I believe in the spoiler alert after the fact. Like, like Bruce Willis was dead the whole time. Spoiler alert. Like
what?
That in the Sixth Sense. Bruce Willis was dead in the end of Sixth Sense. Spoiler alert.
Whoa.
Have you never seen the Sixth Sense? Are you fucking with me? You've never seen the Sixth Sense.
Oh, those are the symbols. Those are the symbols of freedom. Don't you hear them?
Jesus Christ.
You know what that means, folks. That means that we're done with this week. And you may never know the answer to that. Of course I've seen the fucking Sixth Sense.
I was like, you're just sitting
here
twiddling your fucking
lived
dick.
in a basement for 15 years? Yeah, I've seen the Sixth Sense.
Yeah, you know what else happened?
Haley Joel Osment used to see dead people, and now he's fat.
I see people fucking that bad.
Oh, is that what you see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever, weirdo.
Hit the like button if you hated the Goblin Slayer movie. Hit the like button if you liked the Goblin Slayer movie. Just hit the fucking like button.
Yeah,
Don't be a fucking dick about it.
Send us an email at nobigbanana.
It takes 2 seconds. Just one click. It's just one
Follow
click.
us on Facebook.
Don't hit the dislike button.
Instagram and Twitter at nobigbanana.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cody hit the dislike button just because, like, I'm in Colorado and I'm not on this podcast anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all make our decisions.
We all make mistakes. And we made a mistake.
Yeah, like you not being here last week. I mean, these things happen.
Man, fuck you. I was moving.